some Overwatch gameplay in the background, but this is mainly just about this little story that I had. It literally happened earlier today. So for the sake of the story, we're going to call this guy Adam, because they're not letting him cut himself with a freaking ruler. And it was just this weird circumstance. And so we end up having to go on out of our class, because now it had changed to science, and the kid was still throwing his temper tantrum. And so we were talking about chromosomes. And if you know anything about chromosomes, you know about the X and Y chromosomes, and our teacher referred to them as the sex chromosomes, which they are, but that with the little 7th graders running around, it's kind of a bit awkward. Them just walking by and giving us that awkward stare like, what are you guys talking about? And then last period of the day, period 3, we have a weird waterfall schedule. Makes absolutely no sense why we have it, but we have it. So yeah, and then like by the end of the day, like we're all sitting there like we can't go in and get our bags because the principal's in there, vice principal, superintendent came over, like everybody was there just trying to get this kid to calm the hell down. But this kid just would not calm down. He was hell bound on cutting his arm with a ruler. And this kid just was freaking out the entire time. Like tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not there tomorrow. Because everybody's just telling this kid, you need to stop, like, don't do this. And we're all sitting in another classroom just like, we're about to leave, we need to get our stuff. So then they start taking it out one by one, and the kid tries to pick up one of the backpacks and throw them at us. And this was just literally the most, like, awkward situation, like, ever to exist in the history of ever. Because we're all sitting there, backpacks are getting thrown out of the door, and we're just waiting for this kid to stop. And just so that we can go in and grab our stuff. So eventually we finally get everything out, and then they tell us, just, okay, leave. And we're like, oh, but all our stuff from school's still there, some of our homework's in there. What do you want us to do? Like, so it became like this insanely weird thing. Like, this kid just would not calm down. And it was just this weird circumstance of just this kid just flipping out. And he just wouldn't calm down and let us in. We couldn't get in because the kid was just throwing crap. At one point, he'd thrown books at the teachers when we were still in the class, and the teacher's like, "Oh, you dropped something." He literally just threw his textbook, like the big, like 10-pound textbook, like those math books. He just threw one at the teacher. He's like, "Oh, you dropped something." I'm like, "Oh my god, like what a beast!" Man, like, this kid is just going absolutely insane. Like, we're all sitting outside, like, we were kind of laughing, not at him, but we were laughing just because of the fact that, like, he was throwing a temper tantrum. He was basically a teen baby. Like, he was throwing a temper tantrum, like the kind of thing that you'd see at McDonald's at like 12 o'clock. It was absolutely ridiculous. And so we all end up going home. My friends and I, we're talking about it. We're like, what the hell just happened? We're like absolutely awestruck that this happened. And so one of our friends is sitting on their phone. It's like, okay, let's see. Is this a thing? Kids want, it's like some weird emo kid thing, like the tantrum. Like, we were kind of laughing, and then also at the same time kind of feeling bad, because we thought it was like some kind of like mental disorder, because I know that there are mental disorders that make you want to hurt yourself, which I'd never understand why you'd want to hurt yourself, even if it is a mental disorder. Like, that's such an insane disorder. And it's weird. So I guess enough of that kind of weird, me just ranting about whatever the hell just happened in my school day. And we'll just play an actual game, get a bit of gameplay in. They'll never expect it. He just turns around and is like, nope. What the hell is that over there? This guy honestly just get like full health. Wow. But that was literally like the weirdest day I've ever had. And I've had some pretty weird days. And I guess we still got a bit of time before this match ends, so I guess I'll tell another story. This is about not the time when one of my friends, like, we're sitting there, like, there's one of those basketball hoops that sits on the edge of a street. So you'll have to, like, go into the middle of the street in order to play. And it was like a basketball hoop. And the police ended up getting called because some of the kids were flipping off drivers as they were going by. And it was just ridiculous. It's like, I'm sitting there, they're all trying to blame it on me. And I'm just so confused why it's being blamed on me. You're kidding me, May. And it was just absolutely ridiculous. Like, the police were like, okay, just don't do it again. They didn't even talk to the other kids. I didn't even do anything. They're all flipping them off. And I'm like, dude, you guys are idiots. And they all decide to blame it on me. Like, when they found out that the police were called, they saw the police car coming down the street, they're like, I could tell, they're like, okay, we're gonna blame this kid. I'm like, bro, are you an idiot? I can literally beat you if I wanted to. And like, it was just ridiculous at the fact that happened. Cause like, they were getting super duper serious about it and stuff. They're like, oh no, you can't do that, we might have to arrest you. I'm like, oh god, what? I didn't even do anything. I was just about to get so pissed off if I get arrested because of something that my dumb friends decided to do. People just shoot me so that I can get my charge up. Mercy, stay alive. Dude, I got him. Dude, these guys just gotta be so triggered though. I'm like, why is this working so well? Okay, you just go there. Don't go anywhere. Thanks, dude. Hi, I'm just gonna sit here. I am a really good Zarya. I need to play more Zarya. I'm a really good Zarya. I need to play more Zarya. And like, the next day, the one kid that's like, yeah, we need to do this because otherwise we're all gonna get in trouble. I ended up the next day kicking him in the balls because he tried to throw me under the bus so damn hard he nearly got me arrested. And it was absolutely ridiculous. Oh, look. But yeah, those were definitely the most ridiculous times I've had. Yeah, I might do another one of these, I might not. All depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, I think I'll do one more game, except we're not going to do it in Mystery Heroes. We're just going to do a normal quick play game. In the meantime, I'll think of a story that I can tell.
Together we are strong. Moira by your side.
I think I'll go with this. This is about the time that it was a school dance, and we ended up having to have everybody leave because some kid projectile vomited everywhere. And this was in, like, I think it was 6th grade. It was like the first dance that we were allowed to go to. And we were like, oh man, this is great. And at the time, we're 10, 11. We're not that old. We thought we were insanely old. We're like, oh dude, we're like the second oldest kids in the school. Ooh. 8th graders, they don't exist. And so we ended up doing like this contest. How much more pizza could you eat than everyone else? Basically an eating contest, because they sold pizza at the dance. And one kid ended up eating way too much pizza. He had like 30 slices of pizza. Each one costed like $4 to get. So the guy's just blown all his money on this. And it was just absolutely ridiculous. And the kid's sitting there, and then afterwards he decides to buy, like, he ends up having like 3 sodas throughout the end of it. And he's just drinking along. All of a sudden, I look over, I see him starting to, like, get that face where you're like, oh god, something's gonna happen. So I do the smart thing, and I just get the hell out. I get away from where he is, and then he just throws up. Throws up all over the gymnasium. It goes literally everywhere. Ends up puking on a few kids, and so they end up having just to have everybody just go home. They end up having to call all the parents, and it was just absolutely freaking ridiculous. This kid had literally had like 30 pizzas. And this guy isn't the type of kid that, like, just eats obnoxiously. Like, I'm that kid that just eats obnoxiously. And even I wouldn't eat 30 slices of pizza. No, they weren't small pizzas. They weren't small slices either. It was just insane how many pizzas he had. And so he ended up just throwing up. And then the next day he comes into school with like 16 candy bars, and they tell him, no, you can't have them. the teachers take them away because they heard what happened. And they're like, no, we're not dealing with that. Like, how would that make you feel? If, like, even the teachers were like, you've had too much, judging by what happened the day before. Oh, God. That ain't. But they ended up having to take it away. And this kid, he had the balls to go back. Well, not to go back, but he had the balls to go into the principal's office where he leaves all the stuff that he's taken from kids and take it and eat it. He ended up throwing up all over the principal's stuff. Like, literally, I don't think that there was anything that he didn't throw up on. Like, he threw up on that much stuff. It was just absolutely ridiculous. And so, this kid ends up getting known for, like, the next few days as Vomit Boy. And it was just absolutely ridiculous. And the kid kept doing it. He kept trying to do it. So it got to the point where they didn't give him pizza. They knew the face. They did not give him any pizza. He was not allowed to have pizza. He basically wasn't allowed to have anything except for like 2 sodas. It was just insanity. Like this is basically a knockoff version of like a party. And it's just ridiculous. This guy threw up on the principal's stuff and crashed a party like a few hours before it's supposed to end. And it was just absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen somebody do that before. It's not very smart. Dang it. I tried to use that. Well, that's all the stories that I have for right now. But I got some dumb kids in my school. I got a few stories that I can tell. So yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll just go throughout this.
Surrender to my will.
Zarya is pretty damn difficult to play.
Turret detected. We're out of time. Everyone attack now.
Man. These guys have a pretty good comp. So yeah. That'll be it for this video, guys. I guess I'll see you guys next time. Also, watch out, I will have some Apex Legend videos.